Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Sir Shazwan. Today we'll be looking at professionalism in the workplace. Today this is a topic that we will like to look at on how you can display professionalism while you are in your workplace. No matter it is in your company or it is in any kind of organization. So how do you display the professionalism? Okay. So there are certain things that you need to take consideration, things that you need to focus on so that you will be able to display your own professionalism. So without further ado, let's look at it. So before that, what is professionalism? So professionalism is a specific style of behavior in the workplace, meaning that how do you show off yourself while you are working? Are you being impulsive? Are you being like very rigid, or are you being a professional? So this is one of the specific styles of behavior that can be found, right? This means that professionalism is demonstrated by our behavior in the workplace. Okay, how well do you act while you are working? Okay, so in order to achieve professionalism in the workplace, there requires the following. Okay, know how to and achieve expected result, because when you are working in any kind of company or any kind of organization, you are required to achieve some sort of key performance like KPI and something like that. So you know how to achieve them, and why do you need to achieve them, and how do you achieve those. Okay, and making sure that you achieve yourself, so that you can be able to show that you are committed in your work. Okay, and then when you are requested or something, or when you ask for something, you give appropriate feedback. That shows professionalism. Okay, respect for self and for others in their time and their time, meaning that you don't be too arrogant, you don't be too putting yourself down too much. You treat others well, you treat yourself well, and then you respect other people's time. Maybe you see they are busy, then you don't bother them, but when you are there see free, maybe you need help, then you can request for it. So respect for self and others as well as their time. Okay, that shows professionalism. Having a positive attitude shows professionalism as well, because it shows that you are willing to even though you are having a hard time, you are stressed, but you are being positive. That shows that you are not deterred by the negative aspects that of work. Shows you are being, like I said, professional. Be friendly and be a team player, meaning that you can work with other people without any problem, no matter what kind of background they are from, or maybe if they are from what we call lower rank than you, or they're higher rank than you are able to be friendly and be part of the team with everyone in the workplace. Okay, you cannot judge everyone. You cannot like be thinking that okay, this person is not my level. Okay, no, but you need to be a team player no matter where you work. Okay, that shows what I said, professionalism. So the key idea of this topic today is all about professionalism and how do you achieve them, right? And this is where you want to show off your problem solving skills and how do you persevere. You have a lot of work, you have very short deadlines, so how do you show your ability to solve the problems within that short period of time? So that is how. Okay, and willingness to learn and volunteer for new tasks, because sometimes when you work for a place for too long, it feels like you become stagnant, become you very like stuck in a rut. So try to volunteer, try to show willingness to learn and volunteer for new tasks. It shows off the professionalism that you are willing to adapt to changes, because companies right now, they are moving forward, they are following the trends, and it might become necessary for you to adapt with it, right? Okay, important attributes of professionalism in the workplace. So a good role model. Okay, you know someone who is a good role model, someone who is professional at their work. they 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 uh they are good timekeepers, meaning that they arrive on time, they go back on time, and then when they have an appointment, like they are meeting at 8, they arrive at 7:55 a.m. So they are good timekeepers. Yeah? And then they dresses appropriately for the role. When they are the manager, they wear coats, they wear the complete set of suit with black shoes and everything. For the ladies, they have like some wearing blouses with blazers, and then appropriate length of skirt. Or maybe for the Muslims, there are tudung and baju kebaya and everything, baju kurung, or maybe like an office wear that is appropriate for the work they are in. Okay, so they professionalism can be shown through your way of dressing. Okay, speaks in a way which is appropriate for each audience. Yes, because you are sometimes you are meeting with, for example, when you are in the education field, you will be talking with someone who's younger than you, maybe your students, or maybe you'll be talking someone with older than you, who is the parents, or maybe your own colleagues, or maybe your own boss. So it is the same when you are working in a company, because you know how to need to tackle to each audience. When you're talking to your colleagues, how do you talk to them? Is it a casual way, or is it a formal way? And how do you talk to your boss, or how to someone who is higher rank than you? So how to address each of them? Okay, and then knowledgeable about the job, organization, and etc. What are your role? What is your role in the company? What are you doing in the company? Okay, so understanding that is important. Okay, and as well as being a team player. Okay. Why do we talk about all of this? Because when you are in a company, this revolves around communicating with one another. Okay, and when you are communicating with one another, you have to know who are you talking to, why are you talking about this, and the relation to how do you relate it with one another. Meaning that, okay, when you're talking to this person, are you talking about the job, are you talking about nothing about job? Okay, maybe personal life. It depends on the situation. So another continue is communicating effectively. Maybe you want to talk to them about asking for help. How do you make sure that they understand what you are trying to say? Maybe you are really help, you are depressed, you want to tell them you need help. How do you tell them? Or maybe they are doing something wrong, you want to reprimand them. How do you do it? So you need to be able to communicate effectively. Okay, works well under pressure. Okay, so you need to learn how to work well under pressure. Okay, meets deadlines, offer positive contributions in official meeting, prioritize effectively and accountable, and take responsibility. That shows off professionalism in the workplace. Okay, now getting back into the language aspect of the professionalism. Okay, professional interaction. So how do you establish an interaction that shows off your capabilities to be someone professional? Okay, so respect for colleagues and tolerance. For example, maybe your boss tend to talk too long. They tend to divert into a lot of things, a lot of topics, but that doesn't really relate to your work. Respect for them, tolerate them. Okay, shows off how you be able to interact with them. And communication is key. Okay, you need to be able to tell them what you need, and you're able to understand what they need from you. So communication is key. And then open for ideas and suggestions of other colleagues or supervisors. You are able to agree and disagree with them, and they are able to agree and disagree with you. So how do you do agree disagree? You are interacting with one another. Okay? Keep personal information personal, and a positive attitude. Okay, keep a positive attitude while you are in the workplace. Right, email etiquette. When you are using email, there are certain things that you need to remember. And how do you use it? You use it wisely. If you need to ask for something, use an email. If you need to really quickly, then maybe you can just directly talk. You need remember when you want to use email, when you don't want to use email. And then start messages with formal introduction. Then we learn that about the email that you have to write about the topic, the subjects. When you have the subject first, you need to have the subject, then you need have the title, then why are you writing it? So you need you need to order your email properly, and then attention to details. Why, what do you need to include in the email so that they understand why are you telling telling them this. Okay. And in an email, please avoid use of emotional feelings and acronyms of official email message, because email is usually used to be impartial and very direct to what you want to tell them. So when you are using emotional feelings, it becomes a more informal email rather than a formal one, which is not professional if you are using it in the workplace. Okay. Emphasize the point by italicizing, bolding, or underline your word. Okay. Maybe if you want to show off that this is very important, you bold. Maybe you want to show that this is the key point, then you underline or maybe italicize. Those are the things that you can use. Use proper punctuation and capitalization. That is the basics of grammar. Okay. So professional preference is like, how do you show off your capabilities when you are being professional? Do your work to the best of your ability? Excellence is driving force of professional. Put maximum efforts in getting the task done. Do your best as much as you can. Professional focus on the quality and quantity of the work. It doesn't mean that you could only focus on quality, you need to focus on quantity as well. Okay, as much as possible but as good as possible. Accountability and personal responsibility are essential, meaning that you need to take responsibility when it is your fault. Okay, what we call take responsibility, fix the problem. And ethical behavior, like certain things that you need to avoid while you are working, right? And then professional behavior while in the workplace. When you are communicating with your friends or your colleagues, there are some things that you need to remember. You need to remember that there is a clear-cut divide between personal life and professional life. You don't have to tell your colleagues everything about yourself. Okay? And you need to know when is the time to talk about your life, when you need to talk about your work. Okay? And then respect other people's personal space. They might need some space. They may not need some time for themselves. So you don't bother them when they are busy. Okay. Timekeeping. Right, timekeeping. Make sure you keep on time. Doesn't bother everyone. If maybe you are in the toilet, don't stay in the toilet for 30 minutes while wasting time while other people want to use it. Then abide by the office hours fixed by the organization, and communicate differences of opinion respectfully and inappropriate behavior. Basically mean professional. Okay, right. Then the last part is professional appearance. Okay, your dressing shows off your professionalism. Okay, your clothing creates an image of your and your organization. If you are working in a formal setting, like you are working as a lecturer or working as a office worker, you wear like a shirt and a tie and then the slacks, those kinds of things. Okay, you follow the code specified by the organization. Okay, a dress code brings uniformity, meaning that you see that, oh, they look disciplined, they look professional, they look very nice. Okay, and do not dress provocatively. Ladies with the skirt so high they cut on the side, or maybe the guys with very open chest area of the shirt. So do not dress provocatively. Refrain from using heavily scented perfume or lotion that could bother other workers. Okay, if you don't want to smell your lotions or anything. Okay, why is it all important? Because in what you learn, there are certain aspects that people that we might what we say, there are certain things that people don't follow, and then it will be part of your assessment where you need to find out the faults or the issues or that might come up for you, that you can see from any kind of workplace. So this is just to give you an overview of what professional needs to look and what kind of fault that you can find when they are not following this. Okay, so bear that in mind. So how is professionalism in the workplace judged? the culture, maybe the culture of the organization may be very rigid, very strict, very old-fashioned. They judge you based on how you look or how do you do your work, those kinds of things. Against the expectation of standards, like they said, the standards of how should people wear when they are working here. Okay. Then by the way you communicate with others in the workplace, are you being formal or being informal, those kinds of things. Job performance, how well do you perform in your work, and how do you conduct yourself in general. And be part of the solution rather than a problem. Avoid being the problem. Maybe you are not, you are slacking off, you are not, you are just being, you are being truant, you are siphoning money. Be the solution rather than a problem. And professionalism is in the eye of the beholder, meaning that if you look professional, you show off with professionalism, then people will see that you are a professional person. Okay, and that is all for this video. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any question, please contact me or chat in below. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next time. Bye bye.